Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Coralie and today I want to talk to you guys about money mistakes not to make in your 20s. So I am currently 25, which is kind of terrifying, like literally midway through my 20s. I've just gotten a full-time job with like an annual salary of around $50,000, just to give you some perspective. I have some side hustles, I do YouTube, I do Skillshare, I find other ways to make money, and I just think it is important to talk about your finances. And if this can help someone save some extra money and not make some silly little money mistakes in their 20s, then happy to share it. Tip number 1. This might be obvious, but if you can't afford it, don't buy it. Now, I know this is coming from a place of privilege. Not everyone is able to do this. By this, I'm talking about Afterpay accounts. Like, preferably don't open up an Afterpay account and buy $500 worth of dresses on Princess Polly and Afterpay it. If you can't afford it all in one go, just don't buy it, because you're essentially spending money that you don't have. And this could definitely come back around and bite you in the bum. This is also the same for credit cards. Now, if you're American, just ignore this because your credit cards and credit score is all super important, I believe. But here in Australia, that's not the case. I've never had a credit card and I never plan to have a credit card. Next is that newer doesn't always equal better. Just because the iPhone 12 came out, don't rush to replace your iPhone 11 that still works perfectly fine. I didn't upgrade. I've got the iPhone 11 at the moment. Hello. I upgraded that probably a couple of months ago because my contract ran out, which means I wasn't paying any extra money to upgrade because I'd already paid off my old phone. And if I upgraded as soon as the new phone came out, my contract wouldn't have ended. I would have had to pay out that contract. It would have cost me so much extra money and it absolutely would not have been worth it. Lifestyle inflation. Have you heard of her? Honey. So lifestyle inflation is the type of thing that when you start earning more money, you increase your lifestyle and you start spending more money. So this is the first year that I've had a real full-time job. Like, I've worked full-time before, but this is full on 40 hours a week. I'm probably doubling the amount of money that I've ever earned before in my life. Now, in saying that, that means I could double the things I'm buying. Couldn't I? No, bad idea. That would be lifestyle inflation. So I'm going to continue living as if I'm living off the money I was making before, because I could comfortably live off of that. Just because I'm earning more money doesn't mean I need to spend more money. That is how lifestyle inflation happens. I'm going to keep spending small and saving big. Nice one. Now, another mistake you can make in your 20s is never learning to invest. Oh, hear me out here, ladies and gentlemen. So I personally grew up in a house that didn't invest. Like, my parents don't invest. I've never heard about investing until I got into finance YouTube. Thank you, Graham Stephan, love your work. But I became interested myself, so I did all my own research. I bought a bunch of finance books, I listened to finance podcasts, I'm obsessed with finance YouTubers. As you can tell, a lot of my content these days has been finance based because I just love it. But even after less than a year of investing, because I started last year, I'm addicted. I literally just use Raiz. I have a whole link down below that if you click on that link, you can sign up to Raiz and get $5 into your account. And that's how I got started. I used someone's link and I was like, yeah, $5 free. It was very exciting. But I've invested like $450, which is super cool. And I've almost had $50 worth of market returns. I've earned like $5 worth of dividends. It's just really exciting because that isn't even a year of growth. So imagine what you could do if you're investing, if you begin investing in your 20s. By the time you retire, your portfolio would be delightful. You'd have so much passive income coming in. So just if you're in your 20s or any age, really, but look into investing and maybe download a micro investing app and just dip your toes in, see what it's all about. Because the younger you start, the more time you have to grow compound interest. We love that. Now this next one is an interesting one that I learned probably last year, but that is, all you ladies out there, buy men's razors. Yes, they're better and they're cheaper. There is such a thing as the pink tax, which, I mean, it's not a real thing, but companies have realized if they make something pink and market it towards women, they will charge it at a more expensive price because women will pay for that because they care about their beauty and their health and all that sort of stuff. So the same razor, just because it's pink, will cost you more money. The pink tax is real and it's kind of fucked up. Next is you need to understand where your money is going. Know what you're spending and how much is coming in. So at the moment, I write down everything that's coming in. I have a Google Sheets doc, and every time I get paid, I write in that amount of money. Every time I get money from a YouTube payout or a Skillshare payout, I write it in. If I sell something on Depop, I write it in. So I know exactly how much money I'm making every single month. So doing this is going to be extremely helpful when it comes to buying a house and having a mortgage, because you definitely shouldn't be spending more than 50% of your income on your mortgage. I should do all my me editing clips like this so you can see Harry, but no. Okay, so I said you shouldn't be spending more than 50%. I do talk about this in a second, but I just want to jump in here right now and say 30%. Don't spend more than 30% of your income on housing, because 50% is so much. Don't do that. So if I'm earning $4,000 a month, I won't be having a mortgage that costs more than $2,000. In fact, I believe it is said that you should only spend about 30% of your income on your housing. So if you earn $4,000 a month, your mortgage shouldn't be much more than $1,200. But I mean, obviously there are exceptions for that. Sometimes you just have to pay more and there's nothing you can do about that, but just keep that in mind. Definitely don't pay more than 50% of your income on your housing. Try and keep it to 30%. The next mistake you can make in your 20s is not to set clear goals. So I know that I want to save $50,000 this year because I have a clear goal of wanting to buy a house and put down a house deposit. I know that I need at least $50,000, probably even more, because even once I pay my deposit, I need a little bit of an emergency fund left in my account, because if 2020 has taught us anything, the world's a mess and anything can happen, and you need an emergency fund. So have clear goals in mind. I feel like I would be very uncomfortable if I let my bank dip below a few $1,000s. I feel like that is like my safety net. If my bank account's in the hundreds, I feel like I would be very nervous. So this makes me think a lot when I'm buying something. So I'm like, oh, this costs $100. I could buy this thing. Or that is $100 towards a house deposit. I think I'd rather the house deposit. So next is that bigger doesn't equal better. Yes, a 4-bedroom house with 2 ensuite bedrooms and a pool out the back sounds absolutely amazing, but if that is going to have you absolutely stressing about money every single week that your mortgage is due, absolutely not worth it. I mean, that's kind of the same with fashion. Like, I'm totally for buying quality pieces and maybe investing a little bit more so that clothing lasts longer, but at the same time, do you really need the Gucci belt, or is the $10 belt from Cotton On just as cute? Just saying. Yeah, don't worry. I see the irony in what I just said. It's not real. It's not real Gucci. I just bought it because it's got Harry Styles on it. It just happens to say Gucci at the bottom. So this next tip is one from my absolute favorite financial podcast, She's on the Money, and the host Victoria Devine always says, fake rich now equals real poor later. So if you are in your 20s and you are living that fake rich lifestyle, spending too much money to try and keep up with your friends and look cool, you're going to be real poor later, and your future self is going to be very mad at your 20-something-year-old self. So just remember that one. Live in your means. The next tip for your 20s is earn money outside of your job. We're in a hugely internet-based world, and there's always a little extra cash to earn on the outside. We got there in the end. That was apparently a tongue twister. And by this, you can start a YouTube channel. Yes, it takes a while to get monetized, but it can happen. You can sell your unwanted clothes on Depop and on eBay and on Facebook Marketplace. There is always a way to start a little side hustle and earn a little extra income outside of your full-time job. So this particular video that I'm filming right now, probably only gonna make me a few dollars. Like, I'm not a big YouTuber. I don't earn lots of money from my videos, but that is still a few dollars that I wouldn't have had if I didn't sit down and film this video, which is totally fine with me because I love filming videos. So lastly, hello, this tip for your 20s. You might hate me a little bit, sorry about it, but eating out and Uber Eatsing all the damn time, that adds up fast, let me tell you. I am very fortunate in the fact that I live in the country with my family, and Uber Eats doesn't deliver here even if I wanted it to. Like, it just doesn't deliver to my town. So that temptation is just gone. Like, I can't come home from work and Uber Eats something. I physically can't. And I would much rather pack my lunch than buy my lunch. So just think about that. $10 a day on your lunch doesn't seem like much, but it adds up to like over $3,000 a year. So just think about it. So that is a few money tips and money mistakes that you might be making in your 20s. Just sit down and have a little think about your finances. Honestly, I wasn't this into my finances and understanding where all the money is coming and going until the pandemic hit, because I was focused on, I want to save and I want to travel, which is an awesome goal to have. But obviously now that we can't travel, my money mindset has shifted and I'm more interested in saving towards buying a house, which is a much better investment of my money. And I am very happy that my mindset has shifted and that I am now so focused on finances. And I hope this video can make you think about all that sort of stuff too. But thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. Go have a look at your bank statements, figure out all the pointless stuff you're spending. There's something, I know there is, there's always something. But yeah, I will see you next time. Bye guys. I can't reach the lens. Pretend I'm blacking it out. Ooh.